So we've done some work around this previously, and what we figured out is if the Square actually taps into the payroll and HR world, this is a potential $50 to $60 billion opportunity total. So it literally doubles the TAM that Square has already identified, which is about a $60 billion TAM, just penetrating like the U.S. Ecosystem of payments.
At retail, where I see a lot of Square's terminals, a lot, who are they disintermediating?
Sure. So there is the traditional merchant acquirers today. So there's companies like First Data, Global Payments, TSYS, and WorldPay. And there's also like a bunch of like smaller private companies. So they're disintermediating the smaller and those, some of those companies that are doing merchant acquiring, the traditional way of doing merchant acquiring today. They're doing it better than everybody else. They're innovating faster than everybody else. And that's how they're gaining share, and that's why they're going to be growing 60% this year. And we expect them to continue to grow at this, 40 to 50% rate over the next.
Are their terminals and services that much cheaper than the competition?
So that's a very good question.
Is that one of their
that is a very, very good question. We've actually done work around this. So if you actually do a side-by-side comparison of Square versus the competitors, Square would actually be more expensive than the competitors on a side-by-side comparison, just the basis points that you're charging per swipe. But once you start aggregating more and more Square services like payroll, HR, loyalty, you're lowering the total cost of ownership. So you only need like 2 to 3 additional products to actually get to parity. So think about like that. You're getting a better product with better innovation at the same price or cheaper, and that's the lure of Square.
And a lot of these additional services are subscription basis, so they're sold longer term as opposed to month by month.
Correct.
In terms of Square's portfolio of businesses, it's sort of an interesting one. Most people think of what you see at the terminal or what small business people see on attached to their phone in terms of payments, but they've also got online food ordering, they've got small business loans. I mean, what is the overarching thrust of Square in terms of all these? They could seem like disparate businesses almost.
But Square this is a great question. Square is bringing it all together. Square is the only payments company out there that really has a fully cohesive solution that's combining sellers, consumers with the Cash App, right? The Cash App already has more downloads than Venmo, so we track this on a monthly basis. It's got about 1.2 million more downloads in the US than Venmo. And they're the only ones that have a brand that they can actually take everything and put it in one solution. So that's they're taking, as you're saying, siloed services and they're bringing it into one cohesive operating system. It's a very kind of Apple-like approach, in my view.
Create an ecosystem.
They're the only ones who have a brand and who were able to create an ecosystem, and that's the power of the platform.
The Cash App links up to my bank account the way Venmo does, or the way Zelle does, or
Venmo,
or any of those.
Correct. It's the same thing, but the thing with the Cash App is that you could do more than just P2P payments, right? You can start and eventually order food and do all these other things. So I think that the bigger strategy, and that's why we're so bullish on Square, is that what you see now is just the tip of the iceberg, and they innovate faster. You just mentioned the disruption of the payroll, which just came out today. Those are things, you're going to continue to see more and more of these things over time with Square.
Okay.